We are the group 5 and we are tasked to give a 30-minute discussion about our topic, which is the sanitation facilities and pest management. But before I will start my topic under the sanitation facilities, which is the different kinds of cleaning agents, I will show you a video about what are the cleaning agents and what is cleaning agent.
Cleaning agents are substances, usually liquids, powders, sprays, or granules, used to remove dirt, including dust, stains, bad smells, and clutter on surfaces. Purposes of cleaning agents include health, beauty, removing offensive odor, and avoiding the spread of dirt and contaminants to oneself and others. Some cleaning agents can kill bacteria, for example on door handles, worktops and other metallic surfaces, and clean at the solvent containing and are then called degreasers. Acidic cleaning agents are mainly used for removal of inorganic deposits like scaling. The active ingredients are normally strong mineral acids and chellants. Often, surfactants and corrosion inhibitors are added to the acid. Hydrochloric acid is a common mineral acid typically used for concrete. Vinegar can also be used to clean hard surfaces and remove calcium deposits. Sulfuric acid is used in acidic drain cleaners to unblock clogged pipes by dissolving greases, proteins, and even carbohydrate-containing substances such as toilet tissue. Alkaline cleaning agents contain strong bases like sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Bleach, pH 12, and ammonia, pH 11, are common alkaline cleaning agents. Often, dispersants, to prevent redeposition of dissolved dirt, and chellants, to attack rust, are added to the alkaline agent. Alkaline cleaners can dissolve fats, including grease, oils, and protein-based substances. Neutral washing agents are pH neutral and based on non-ionic surfactants that disperse different types. Cleaning agents specially made for removal of grease are called degreasers. These may be solvent-based or solvent-containing and metamorphic.
So these are the different types of cleaning agents. First is the detergent. Detergents is used to wash tableware, surfaces, and equipment. It 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 it, com- it is a combination of soap, soap powders, cleaners, acids, volatile solvents, and abrasives. Second is the solvent cleaners. Solvent cleaners are the degreasers, and it is alkaline based and formulated to dissolve grease. So third is the acid cleaners. Cleaners are used periodically because it is acid, so it can really destroy bacteria that found in your workplace. So the fourth and last cleaning agent is the abrasives. Abrasives cleaners used to remove heavy accumulations of soil and carefully used to avoid damage to the surface being cleaned.
So my task in this topic is about the three most common chemical sanitizer. So first is chlorine. Most common used and the least expensive. It is effective in hard water, but it is inactivated in hot water above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So chlorine's disinfection properties have helped improve the lives of billions of people around the world. Chlorine also is an essential chemical building block used to make many products that contribute to public health and safety. Advanced technology, nutrition, security and transportation, food, water and medicine. Computers and cell phones all depend on chlorine chemistry. Chlorine chemistry also is used in the manufacture of numerous products ranging from contact lenses, air conditioning, refrigerants and solar panels, to bullet-resistant vests, energy-efficient windows, paint and prosthetics. So second is the iodine. So what is iodine? Iodine is a chemical element. The body needs iodine but cannot make it. The needed iodine must come from the diet. As a rule, there is a very little iodine in food unless it has been added during processing, which is now the case with salt. Most of the world's iodine is found in the ocean, where it is concentrated by a sea life, especially seaweed. Iodine, effective at low concentrations, less effective than chlorine, becomes corrosive to same metals at temperature above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, more expensive than chlorine, may stain surfaces. Lastly, quaternary ammonium compounds, not as quickly inactivated by soil as chlorine, remain active for a short period of time after it has been dried. Non-corrosive, non-irritating to skin, works in most temperature and pH ranges, leaves a film on surface, does not kill certain types of microorganisms. Hard water reduces effectiveness. That would be all. Thank you!
Proper cleaning and sanitizing are important when it comes to keeping food safe. All surfaces that come in contact with food, such as tabletops, cutting boards, knives, and other equipment and utensils, must be cleaned and sanitized after use. Cleaning removes physical soils, such as food particles and oily residue. Sanitizing reduces the amount of bacteria or germs on a surface to safe levels. A food surface must be cleaned before it can be correctly sanitized. A dirty surface cannot be sanitized. First, prior to washing, large food particles must be removed from the surface through soaking, scraping, or scrubbing. Then the surface must be cleaned or washed in detergent or water. Water temperature should be 110 degrees Fahrenheit with the appropriate concentration of detergent. After cleaning, the surface is rinsed using clean potable water. The goal is to remove all remaining detergent. Once the surface is rinsed, it can now be sanitized. Common sanitizers include chlorine bleach and quaternary ammonia compounds, or quats. To use chlorine bleach as a sanitizer, it must be first diluted to the appropriate concentration, which is less than 100 parts per million. Using regular strength bleach, which is 5.25 to 6% sodium hypochlorite, mix 1 teaspoon per quart of water or 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. It is important to make sure the bleach can be used in food applications and that it is unscented. Be sure to use measuring spoons and a measuring cup. Don't just eyeball the amounts. This is a very precise ratio that must be followed closely. Too much or too little chlorine means that the item or surface will not be properly sanitized. It is also important to check the final concentration of the solution with a test strip. Water quality, including hardness and pH, can affect the final concentration. When using this solution in bottles, it is important to remember that solution will only remain active for 24 hours. Therefore, only mix an amount that can be used for not longer than 1 day. Discard any chlorine bleach solution that is older than 1 day. You can apply this solution with a spray bottle or use a clean cloth to wipe surfaces. If you use a bottle, be sure to label the contents. When using wiping cloths, be sure to store those cloths in a pail of sanitizing solution between uses. After the sanitizing solution is applied, allow the surface to air dry. This will provide time for the sanitizer to do its job. Never wipe dry a surface. This may reintroduce contaminants. When using quaternary ammonia or other chemical sanitizers, it is important to follow manufacturer's instructions. And remember, food surfaces must first be cleaned and rinsed before they can be sanitized.
Hello, Ms. Flores. I am Kim Silva from the Group 5. My report is all about the 3 factors to consider the effectiveness of chemical sanitizer. So number 1 is concentration. Concentration is a wrong amount can either be toxic or will not kill microorganism. So ang sayop nga amount mahimong makahilo or dili makapatay sa microorganism. So number 2 is temperature. Some chemicals work only at certain time. Ilang chemical ang gumagana lamang sa ilang oras. So the environment may be affected. Chemicals may pollute the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. They may have entered into forests and lakes, destroying wildlife and changing the ecosystems. Chemicals are not all equal concern. The assessment of health risks of chemical substances is a continuous process where information of the chemical hazards and exposure patterns are made available through a variety of sources. Number 3, the last number. Contact time. Recommended length of time is required to kill microorganisms. So, ini-rekomenda ang haba ng oras upang patayin ang mga microorganism. First of all, you may hear self-proclaimed expert on the internet say that water must boil for a minimum of time of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even 20 minutes to ensure that all waterborne pathogens have been killed. This minimum boiling time constraint is a myth and will be explained why. It may be true that most cases of food-borne illness aren't that serious, and that most reported cases can be traced to food that were contaminated during their production or processing. But it is also true that one simple mistake at home can be fatal.
The 3 most common chemical sanitizers are chlorine, iodine, and quaternary ammonium compounds. Chlorine is the most commonly used and the least expensive. It is effective in hard water, but it is inactivated in hot water above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Iodine, effective at low concentrations, less effective than chlorine, becomes corrosive to some metals at temperature above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. More expensive than chlorine, and may stain surfaces. Quaternary ammonium compounds, not as quickly inactivated by soil as chlorine, remain active for a short period of time after it has been dried. Non-corrosive, non-irritating to skin, works in most temperature and pH ranges, leaves a film on surface, does not kill certain types of microorganisms, and hard water reduces effectiveness.
So hi, I am going to discuss about the 3-sink dishwashing method and some of the guidelines for food safety facilities. So the first thing that I am going to discuss is the 3-sink dishwashing method. So these are wash, rinse, and sanitize. So when you sanitize, you must use hot water or chemical sanitizer. So hot water must be in 77 degrees Celsius and the chemical sanitizer must be in 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. But always remember that never combine chemical because combining chemical is toxic. So the next thing that I am going to discuss is about the guidelines for food safety facilities. So there are 5 guidelines for it. So these are building and fixture, lighting, ventilation, washroom and toilet, and proper waste disposal facilities. So the first guidelines that I am going to discuss is about the building and fixture. So in the kitchen, we have oven, stove, and preparation area. But we always remember that it should be 6 inches above the floor. And then the second is lighting. So lighting should be sufficient enough for attended activities. Like in the kitchen, we only use white lighting so that we can clearly see when we are preparing food. Also, it should be equipped with protective covering to ensure safety from breakage. And ventilation is provided to prevent accumulation of heat, steam, condensation, dust, or humidity that may serve as breeding ground for mold and bacteria. And then the fourth is washroom and toilet. So it should not have direct opening to food service area. And then sanitize and clean regularly. And then should also have a liquid soap, hand drying, or a hand sanitizer. Garbage with foot pedal should clean the waste disposal facilities. So sewage lines should not be allocated directly to food processing area. And then drainage and sewage should be equipped with appropriate traps and vents to collect contaminant, and also practice proper segregation. And then lastly, always remove the trash and and clean regularly.
Pest infestation. First, droppings. They are often found in cupboards, behind boxes, or any hidden areas. Second, entry points. Rodents can't enter around pipes, electrical, air conditioner areas, and vent areas. Third, gnawed items. Rodents love to chew and gnaw on wire, boxes, and food packages. Fourth, nest or nesting materials. Rodents build their nest to almost anything. They build shelter on disturbed areas. And fifth, sawdust or holes in wood. Ants and rodents leave sawdust and holes in woods, wall, and floors. Sixth, wings or car cases. Insects such as roaches, carpenter ants, bed bugs. Signs of pest infestations. First, droppings. They are often found in cupboards, behind boxes, or any hidden areas. Second, entry points. Rodents can't enter around pipes, electrical, air conditioner areas, and vent areas. Third, gnawed items. Rodents love to chew and gnaw on wires, boxes, and food packages. Fourth, nest or nesting materials. Rodents build their nests to almost anything. They build shelter on disturbed areas. And fifth, sawdust or holes in wood. Ants and rodents leave sawdust and holes in woods, walls, and floor. Sixth, wings or car cases. Insects such as roaches, carpenters, ants, bed bugs shed their wings in many areas and any locations. And lastly, other sites. Strong, oily odor, and dark capsule-shaped eggs of cockroaches. Pest control or prevention. First, proofing the premises. Doors, windows, gap under doors are the entry points of pests. Awareness of infestation and practicing good sanitation and hygiene. Types of pest control. First, physical control, and second is chemical control. First, physical control include electric fly killers, rodent stops, sticky fly traps, curtains, and screens. Chemical control. rod- rodenticides, insecticides, and fumigate.
Are you worried rodents have taken over your home or business? Rats and mice can destroy your property, costing you greatly. They cause serious electrical, plumbing, and woodwork damage. And since they reproduce so quickly, a small infestation can become a major financial disaster within weeks. Here are the top 3 signs to look for in your home or business. Rodents are nocturnal, so when the sun sets, their day is just beginning. When going to bed, many people will hear faint sounds coming from an unknown place.
They may hear scratching, scampering, gnawing sounds, digging noises, or even high-pitched squeaks. This is usually the first sign noticed when dealing with a rodent infestation.
As gross as it may be, droppings are the best possible way to confirm a rodent problem. Following these droppings can lead you to their entry points and your problem areas. The size and shape of the droppings can help determine the size and species of the rodent you're dealing with and how severe the infestation is. The more droppings you see, the more rodents there are. Next, look for the damage they've already caused. Rodents will chew on electrical wires thinking that they're twigs, causing an expensive amount of damage. They also will make openings in the walls big enough to fit through. For rats, this is about the size of a quarter. For mice, the size of a dime. Keep an eye out for bites and scratch marks, especially around dark areas, around food sources, and plumbing fixtures. If you find any of these signs, you need to act fast. Home treatment methods may deal with the rodents you see, but not the ones that you don't. At Unbug Me Pest Control, we specialize in determining the extent of the infestation, isolating problem areas and entry points, taking care of the rodent problem, and making sure they can't come back. Give us a call today, and we'll help take back your home.
Pests are unwanted animals, insects, germs, or other organisms that interfere with human activity. They may bite, destroy food crops, damage property, or otherwise make our lives more. Pests such as rodents, cockroaches, and flies spreading germs and contaminate food, they must be kept out of all food-related areas for the safety of your family and customers. First, keep the door closed. It is very important to keep the door closed or screen and cover holes in the wall. Even the smallest holes can be an end. Always keep cover and clean all spills quickly because any mess can attract pests. Second, keep the kitchen area clean. It is very important to keep the kitchen area clean, especially the area under, behind, and alongside appliances that are often neglected for a long period of time. And lastly, hygiene is one of the most important factors when it comes to safely producing food. The hygiene of the staff is as important as the hygiene of the food facility. To prevent cross-contamination, you must ensure that all staff are trained in proper hand washing and that everyone understands and complies with the personal hygiene requirements. So always remember, prevention is the most effective way of keeping your kitchen pest.
When it comes to pest control, choosing the right professional product is key. But there's another aspect of pest control that is equally important and often overlooked. Every infestation requires 3 things to thrive: food, water, and suitable living conditions. Eliminate or drastically reduce these 3 elements, and pests will no longer feel welcome in your home. Step 1. Begin by eliminating as many food sources as possible. Keep the kitchen area clean, especially the area under, behind, and alongside appliances that are often neglected for long periods of time. Daily wipe down appliances, especially the stove, countertops, and cabinets with warm soapy water to manage crumbs and spills. Clean out and wipe down cabinets, taking care to vacuum food crumbs from cracks and crevices. Keep foods in tightly sealed containers, including pet food that may be stored outside. Keep garbage stored in cans or receptacles with tight-fitting lids. Take out the trash often and clean the can with ammonia on a regular basis to control odors and mildew. Step 2. Reduce water and moisture sources. Do not leave standing water in sinks and tubs. Before going to bed each night, wipe the sink dry with a paper towel. Check your home regularly for water leaks. Leaky pipes cause moisture and mold problems and should be fixed promptly. Step 3. Eliminate or reduce the conditions in which pests thrive. In addition to food and water, most pests require some form of organic debris in which to live and breed. This includes mildew, mold, damp material, or other rotting debris inside or outside of the home. Keep the bathroom and kitchen areas clean and free of mold and mildew as much as possible through routine cleaning. For the outside of your home, follow these sanitation tips. Keep trees and shrubs neatly trimmed back to reduce pest hiding spaces. Keep mulch, pine straw, or other landscape bedding at least 6 inches from structures to create a dry zone that pests will avoid. Don't overwater your lawn or garden. Aerate as needed to encourage draining. Clean out gutters and downspouts frequently. Get rid of grass clippings, leaf piles, and stacked wood to get rid of areas where pests would live. Outdoor trash cans and dumpsters should be kept far away from structures and have tight-fitting lids. And it's that easy.
I am tasked to discuss about the two types of pest control. So the two types of pest control are physical pest control and chemical pest control. So what is a physical pest control? So a physical pest control is a method of getting rid of insects and small rodents by killing, removing, or setting up barriers that will prevent further destruction of one's plant. So I think it's like not kanang physically nimo siyang kuhaon, diba? By using your physical kanang imong physical, not by using any chemical nimo kuhaon, but not only kanang that kanang pest na as a plant, but also ang pest mangkod makuha pud siya anywhere, like in the kitchen or in your bedroom, anywhere yun mo makuha ang pest. So example of pest killers will include by fly killers, traps, sticky trap, and screens. So like rat, diba na ay sticky, yung kanang sticky kuan sa rat para if makuan ang rat mutaputra na siya dito. So mo na siya physical pest control. So the second pest control is the chemical control. The most common method of pest control is use of pesticides, chemicals that either kill pests or inhibit their development. Pesticides are one often classified according to the pest that they are intended to control, but the chemicals can also be unsafe for humans. So yes, its consumption, some can be accidentally swallowed, absorbed through the skin, or inhaled. So for example, katong ibutang sa cabinet, I don't know kung sa to nga ato niya, but it's a pesticide chemical. So ibutang siya sa cabinet para mawala tong cockroach nga na. And then diba, if hindi ka nang kuan mo siya lang siya mga bata mo dala. So it's really harmful food for the kids kay pasinyagan ko nila ng kuan chemicals. So example ko dating ko mga example sa chemicals yung mga rakumin ba ko para sa mga rats, yung mga sprays, diba, chemicals ito siya. So that's all.
I will be talking about mixing sanitizer solutions. But first, let me tell you the 3 sanitizer solutions, which is the chlorine, the quaternary ammonia concentration, and lastly, the iodine. Now, let's take, for example, the chlorine. Chlorine requires 50 to 100 ppm. Now, for sanitizer solutions that requires 50 to 100 ppm, for 50 ppm, you need 1 tablespoon mixed with 4 gallons of water and sanitize for 7 seconds at 75 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. For 100 ppm, you will be needing 1 tablespoon mixed with 2 gallons of water. Now we have 3 different mixing sanitizer solution. I just talked about the 50 and the 100. Now for the third is the 200 ppm. For 200 ppm, you will be needing 1 tablespoon mixed with 1 gallon of water. Again, quick recap. 50 ppm requires 1 tablespoon mixed with 4 gallons of water. Sanitize for 7 seconds at 75 degrees to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. For 100 ppm, you will be needing 1 tablespoon mixed with 2 gallons of water. And lastly, for 200 ppm, you will be needing 1 tablespoon mixed with 1 gallon of water. That would be all. Thank you.